Be sure to check out my Veve and Omi Investors group in the description down below. Together we build generational wealth and go over everything you need to be profitable in the Veve markets. Yo, what is going on, y'all? I'm Cavell Anderson, and we are back with another Veve and Ecomi video, man. And this one, we're going to be kicking things back off here on the channel. I'm going to be back uploading daily and uploading more content, but I just wanted to get it started. You all know, I wanted everybody to know my predictions for the Omi token is still the same. It remains the same. I'm still in here for the $10 Omi token. If you don't know my time frame, I think it's going to happen within the next 10 years. I've said this many times. People always seem to overlook the fact that I've said this many times, and I've been saying it for the last 9+ months. But I think that's going to be happening within the next 10 years, and I'm going to be breaking down the 3 basic reasons why. We're not even going to get into the Omi token being tied to other projects. We're not going to get into Omi token staking. We're not going to get into Omi to NFT. We're not going to get into credit card to Omi. We're not getting into any of that stuff, which is going to keep it very, very simple here. And we're going to go over 3 other catalysts that's equally as huge as all the other stuff that we're not going to talk about. There's many different catalysts that you could argue gets this project to the same place, but I think that one thing that we have in the Veve community, one thing that we have is we have a lot of novice investors, and we have a lot of experienced investors who just think that they know everything because they've gone through things and they have PTSD, to be fair. Like that's a real thing. Like if you've been in a project before, you've watched this go from up here to down here, and some scary things have happened. Like that's PTSD. You're scared that that's going to happen again. So I definitely get it, man. But you gotta be able to get rid of that fear. You gotta get rid of that fear and understand when something is fear and normality and expected normality versus logic. So like the fear aspect of it is Omi hasn't moved in the short term, so it's never going to move in the long term. I mean, if you've been around since Bitcoin has come out, like that logic, it's just illogical. It's illogical to say, oh, because something doesn't move in the short term, it's not going to move in the long term. What's the most logical thing to do is understand why something is not moving in the short term and understand what it's going to take for it to move, and understand like what happens once these things, once these catalysts are in place and it's supposed to be moving. The Omi token has not been really supposed to move. The Omi token wasn't supposed to move, and it wasn't supposed to do too much. Yet people are always expecting it to do a whole lot when we have a supply that's absolutely massive. You realize what it takes to move the Omi token, like what it actually takes to move this token. Because of this massive supply, it's going to take a lot to move this token. And right now the project is uninvestable for whales. But we're not even going to jump into that. Like we're not going to jump into why whales will not invest in this project. And there is a reason for that. So this is what I mean. All the concerns that people have and all the stuff people are scared of and don't know, there's answers to this stuff. And if people actually took the time to find out the answers, study, talk to people would know. People would actually understand. But we're gonna jump straight into it. Shout out to Randy Chavez, the homie, who actually he covered this a while ago. Now we have a lot of people with more credibility saying things that you're no strangers to if you've been on this channel for a while. So now Cathie Woods has come out and said that the metaverse is going to be a multi-trillion-dollar opportunity. I mean, this has been obvious from the start. Like if you understand what NFTs are, if you understand what metaverse, if you understand what all this new technology is and what it actually means for the world, this is nothing new. This is nothing groundbreaking. I think that now we just have a bunch of the experts now starting to realize it. So people are taking it a lot more serious since we got people like Cathie Woods who's just now getting on board, and she's seeing the same things that I've been saying for a year. So basically she thinks that there's going to be we could see an $8 trillion metaverse within the next decade as well. So that's interesting. And then we have someone else. We have Grayscale, which is a crypto fund. They see a $15 trillion metaverse. So that's interesting. And this is all stuff that you can research for yourself. This is stuff that you can look up for yourself. The multi-trillion-dollar metaverse. This is just one avenue that Veve touches, by the way. The metaverse, this is just one aspect of what Veve is. This is one that's not really talked about because people don't know if Veve can actually deliver on this, but this is just one aspect. The Epic Games CEO, he also believes this is going to be a multi-trillion-dollar metaverse. Tim Sweeney, he believes this is going to be a multi-trillion-dollar industry as well. So you have a lot of people coming out studying, doing their research and due diligence, and they're all coming to the same conclusion. This is the conclusion that I drew literally almost a year ago at this point. So now, a year later, we have all these experts coming out saying the same things, and people are starting to take it a lot more serious. More and more people are coming on board, and this is why it's very, very important to not let fear rule your mindset. Because when I was the lone guy saying it, not credible, not in investing, new to the space and stuff like that, and really just using common sense to come to these conclusions, people doubted. Now you have more people of a higher caliber coming up saying the same things that, like, it's really simple to see. It's very simple to see. And that's how I know that it's really fear, PTSD, and things like that that's preventing people from see. People are trying so hard to understand things and making it so complex. And I also wanted to be clear that my prediction does not include Omi Token burns or anything like that. Like my prediction does not include burns. This is like, if we have zero burns at all, this is why I believe that this is going to be a multi-trillion dollar business. If we have no burns, it will take between $2 and $3 trillion for the Omi token to hit $10. That's if we have zero burns. If no more burns were to take place ever, we would need between $2 and $3 trillion. I think that's possible. My prediction, my $10 price prediction, is actually conservative. That's conservative for me as being someone who's actually done research. So that's the one thing that people aren't understanding either. People always ask me, okay, what's the burns? Like, what's going to happen? Like, what do we need? If burns actually take place, this is going to be so much farther than $10. But I stick to my $10 because it's simple. A $3 trillion market cap, $3 trillion market cap, is that attainable if the metaverse, like, if Metaverse is a multi-trillion dollar industry, NFTs is a multi-trillion dollar industry, Veve literally touches multiple multi-trillion dollar industries. They're in tech as well, like their technology, the things that they're doing with AR, they're going to be including VR and things like this. Their technology, they're in that space as well. So you realize how many trillion-dollar industries Veve is actually touching, and what this could mean for the future. It's absolutely crazy. So let's jump a little bit into the metaverses. Like, what does it actually mean? Why are people saying metaverses are going to be multi-trillion dollar things? So in metaverses, you're going to have entertainment. It's going to be a lot of different ways of entertainment. You're going to have gaming, of course. Gaming is the obvious one. You're going to have play to earn games. Also concerts, things like concerts. We've seen Justin Bieber, Travis Scott, Snoop Dogg. We've seen these guys have concerts in like Fortnite and other metaverses and things like that. And basically concert tickets can be sold. Like, this is what NFTs allow you to do. Concert tickets can be sold as NFTs. Let's say that throughout a concert, they reveal a new song for the first time ever. Ticket holders can have access to that new song. Ticket holders can forever have access to that new song, which means that and if they wanted to make this a song exclusive only to that concert, people would have to sell that ticket to now get that song, to get access to that song, which means that that makes that ticket a hell of a lot more valuable, because now it's something unique attached to that ticket. Or if they do something crazy, like have an amazing experience in there, like they invite some big huge artist out or something, and that is a monumental moment, they can attach something to that NFT, the concert ticket, that allows you to get in, that makes it much more valuable. Like, maybe you can replay this moment. Like, if you have this ticket, maybe you can replay that concert at any time. Like, we don't know what type of, like, where the tech is going to push this. So something as simple as concerts, how concerts are right now, musicians make a lot of money off of concerts and things like this. But if this stuff is being done through the metaverse, it's a lot of money to be made in a lot of different areas. Now, jobs that require Zoom, like jobs that require Zooms or other digital meetings and things like that would be amazing for a metaverse. And it's a lot of real estate businesses actually already doing that, doing Zoom calls, and there's people who actually have metaverses. It's some of these real estate places actually are already using metaverses to conduct physical, real world sales. So that's something that you might want to look into as well. This is why I say it's very important who you talk to, the information that you have. A lot of this information, I understood when I talked to people who are in a different position than me. I'm talking to real estate people telling me, yo, we already use metaverses to conduct business. I'm thinking that this is something 5, 6, 7 years out. He's telling me that's happening today. So this is like this is this type of stuff that you just don't know unless you're talking to the right people. So yeah, schooling can be done through the metaverse. It's much more effective, cost efficient, and yeah, I mean, schooling. Obviously, you're going to need the right restrictions and things like that. It's not going to be something easy to put together, but I mean, a lot of schooling is done online these days anyway. And then with the introduction of COVID, like all COVID has done is make this whole digital schooling and things like this, it makes it more attractive and it makes it what the students are realistically used to. So yeah, schooling done through the metaverse. Like this is all stuff that's just going to make metaverses multi-trillion-dollar industry. Like literally, metaverses are going to be an extension of real life to the point where people spend more time in metaverses than they actually spend in the physical world. So like don't let that slip past you. Really think about this. Collectors like the Veve gift shop, collectors conducting trades and things like that. This is just like real life. You know, like people who trade Pokemon cards and collectors like David Yu and stuff like that, they're the minority of the world. Veve, what you see on Veve right now is just their gift shop. This is just the smallest aspect of what Veve is supposed to be. Veve is going to have all of this other metaverse stuff, and collectors, even though they're going to have an amazing experience built around these collectibles, Veve is going to be so much bigger than just these collectibles, and like they're going to have a full metaverse experience. A metaverse is not just going to be all about the digital assets. And this is the reason that they called it the Veve gift shop. A metaverse is going to be a metaverse. It's not just that, otherwise they would have called it a Veve collectibles theme park. Like that's what they would have called it if that was their plan. They would have called it a Veve collectibles theme park. But no, they keep saying stuff like Ready Player One and stuff like that, where the entire world is built throughout this metaverse. So really, you have to really understand what the value proposition of Veve actually is. And it's not people crying over drops, bots, and things like this. All of this is very, very minor, which is why I never trip over it, because I understand the big picture. Like, why would I cry over a bot today when I know where we're going to be a few years from now? It doesn't make sense for me to care, to be honest. But yeah, digital real estate. Digital real estate is going to be a massive industry. It's going to be a massive industry. So yeah, that's going to be huge. And then because of the landmarks and stuff that you're going to have in the Veveverse, like Disney, the Disney World and Disney area and stuff like that, and all the other DC and Jurassic Park areas and stuff like that, that's going to be massive. Digital real estate. Physical real estate. Physical real estate deals will be done through metaverses. And yeah, we already touched on the gaming aspect. So this is just a few metaverse jobs. Also, here's another. Look at this: 10 metaverse jobs that will exist by 2030. Metaverse research scientist, metaverse planner, ecosystem developer, metaverse safety manager, metaverse hardware builder, metaverse storyteller, world builder, like world builders. This is going to be huge, very massive. Ad blocking expert, metaverse cybersecurity, unpaid intern, unpaid intern. They're already waiting. They already making ways not to pay people. But yeah. So it's so much that's going to be attached to metaverses, man. It's so much that's going to be attached to metaverses, and I think people don't realize this. And what's another valuable aspect that's going to allow all this metaverse stuff to be possible and at this level? NFTs. NFTs are actually massive in this whole process. Like even just having your account, like if you're going to be moving across these metaverses and everything's going to be interoperable and things like that, you're going to need to be identified. So as far as social security, people identities, these are probably going to be NFTs. These are probably going to be NFTs. Your social security, your identity, who you are moving around these spaces, how can the government tax you and things like that? When this stuff really starts to become what it's going to become, and honestly, this taxes are a headache right now. If everything is tracked like this, while people are going to absolutely hate, they're going to hate this, I mean, this is really what it's moving to. It's going to move into a point where the government is going to figure out how to have some type of control, or like, you know, like people are going to, these companies, somebody is going to know who you are moving across these metaverses. You're going to be tracked. There's going to be ways to track you. Like that's just what we're moving towards. That's the world. Now, obviously, there's going to be groups that protest this, debate, and things like that. I'm not here to get into morality. Is this right? Is it wrong? It's privacy. Like I'm not here for all that. I'm here just to point out the obvious of where it looks like we're headed right now. So yeah, I'm not here. I'm not the one to debate how right or wrong this stuff is. This is just what's happening. So yeah. Now collectibles as AKA Veve. Obviously these are going to be NFTs. Tickets. This is both digital and physical tickets. Gonna be NFTs, you know. Basically almost anything in the physical world is going to be turned into NFTs, and then everything in the digital world is going to be another form of NFTs. So the NFT space is going to be another multi-trillion-dollar industry. It's going to be another multi-trillion-dollar space. So Veve is in one multi-trillion-dollar space. Like just off the NFT side of things, Veve could become a multi-trillion-dollar business. And then off metaverses is very, very likely off of metaverses that it's almost not even speculative that if Veve does not screw up on the metaverse side, they're going to be a multi-trillion-dollar business. Putting the Omi token at $10. And then one of the last serious thing that I want to go over is the Dogecoin effect. Like we saw what happened with Dogecoin, with Elon Musk tweeting. What happens when you have a project that literally has all the biggest IP in human history, right? You'd have the biggest IP in human history, and it can impact absolutely anyone you have ever known and loved. Michael Jordan, at some point, if they start getting the right sports stuff on Michael Jordan, you got Michael Jordan who could be interested. Snoop Dogg, you got Elon Musk himself who could be interested in some stuff that Veve has to offer. You literally have all, like, the Omi token, once they tie this into Veve properly, and once they make it desirable, once they get it on different exchanges and things like that, make it easy to buy, once all this stuff is done, and then they keep dropping the drops that they're dropping, you don't know who is going to jump into this project, who they're going to tell, and who's going to be promoting this and pumping and helping this thing pump to the point where we could see something much bigger than Dogecoin happen. Because a project that could realistically, like Dogecoin was just a meme and it did that. What Veve has is actually something the entire world can love, can want, and can appreciate. Especially now, just the collectibles aspect, maybe not. It's maybe still very niche. It's still niche as far as NFTs go and things like that. It may be still niche. But what happens when the metaverse comes and now there's an experience tied to the most powerful brands in human history? There's an experience, there's something to do, there's job opportunities, there's all this stuff, and it's tied to a company that has the most powerful licenses and partnerships in human history. Like Veve is building not just individual NFTs, not just like they're building an ecosystem. My bad, I think you all might have heard that, but they're building an ecosystem of success. They're building an ecosystem that all works together and that's going to work together to move this project forward. The Omi token, everything. So I just really wanted to break this down for you all so you all can understand it. And like I said, we're not even going to talk about the other projects that's going to be burning the Omi token. We're not going to talk about these other deals and partnerships. Omi token staking. We're not going to talk about how hard that can move the Omi token. Like this, I have excluded a lot of catalysts that could also make the Omi token a multi-trillion-dollar industry. I've literally just focused in on 3. I focused in on metaverses. I focused in on the multi-trillion-dollar NFT space, and then I focused in on the Dogecoin effect, which is literally just luck. It's literally just luck, but it's logical. It's very, very logical. After you've seen what happened with Dogecoin, it's very, very logical that we could see something like that happen with the Omi token. Out of any project, if you had to put your money on it happening with anything else, this is that project that it could happen with. So, I mean, that being said, this is just a basic introduction into the $10 Omi token and my theories and my thoughts surrounding it. We now have superstars and people coming out You know, people respected coming out talking about it. Yeah, we have a lot of people coming out talking about this stuff. This is all stuff that you can research, you can look into, you can find information about. I mean, I don't know how much more plain I could say it. I mean, I can keep going over some of the other things, like we can jump into the Omi token being tied to other projects and stuff like that. And what if they get tied to a project of this caliber? They're already like this with Disney. Like, we could jump into all the speculation surrounding that stuff, but I mean, this should be enough to get you started on really trying to understand where we're going. It's going to be people who don't. It's going to be people who cannot put in that work or cannot wrap their head around it, because, like I said, some people have some serious PTSD out here. They can't look towards what might happen. They can only see something once it has happened. And I have no ill will towards those people or anything. I mean, it's their life. But me personally, I want to see opportunities before they come, because that's when the real money's made. I can't afford to let past experiences prevent me from making the right decisions in the future. I've missed out on Netflix. I've missed out on things already. Like, I've made my mistakes already. So I don't let that give me PTSD. I let that make me sharper and more experienced this time around, so I don't make the same mistakes. Regardless, like, literally, for the first year that I was talking about $10 Omi token, I really had very few people on my side, very few people who understood what I was talking about, and I stuck to it. I gained strength from my past investments. Like, I gained the strength to be a lone person talking about this type of price prediction while everyone else was calling me crazy. And now, more day by day, more things are coming out that's starting to support this theory and starting to make it look more reasonable to people, now that more people who are respected are saying things that leads to a $10 Omi token. So yeah, let me know what you all think. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. We haven't even talked about big burn events for the Omi token. Like, let's just say some big burn events happen. I mean, that's another thing that we haven't talked about at all. Like I said, I told you all, this is 100% not factoring in burns whatsoever. My prediction is 100% not factoring in burns. So, like, let me know what you all think. Be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe, turn on notifications so you stay updated. And yeah, I'm gonna catch you all on the next one. Peace out, y'all.